as you can see, the man of the hour,
What's up?
my example, my father. The man I am is who I am. I am who I am because of this man right here. So today we are doing something together. Today we are doing a reaction video. All right. So we're going to get into it. So y'all stay tapped in. This is the Nfluence channel. You already know.
He said to me, my grandfather walked 10 miles to work every day. My father walked 5. I'm driving a Cadillac. My son is in a Mercedes. My grandson will be in a Ferrari. But he said my great-grandson will be walking again. So I asked him, I said, well, why is that? And he said to me, tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors.
So that's Aaron McKee in a speech that he gave. And I think that was some powerful stuff. So I'm going to let you start off with your breakdown of kind of what he said. Do you agree with what he's saying?
I agree with some of the stuff, and some stuff I disagree. It all depends on how you laying down your foundation. Everything with me is about foundation. I'm the way that I am because what my birth sperm donator, that I call him, my biological father. Yeah, you gotta edit that.
No, we will keep it. One day we'll give you the backstory, and all of that.
He wasn't in my life, and I vowed from a teenager and beyond that, you know, if I get married, have kids, that I'm gonna make sure I'm in their life and make sure I give positivity to them. And then also being a retired police officer, I know the stuff that goes on out the street, so I made sure that I start very young. So stuff that he is saying, you know, tough times, you know, my father wasn't there, so I can't speak on the times that he had, but my mother did marry a man, Marion Butler, and he showed me the ropes of being what I should be as a man. So he took the tough times from the late 70s, 80s, and built the foundation of how a man should act, how a man should represent, not just himself, but the family brand, and how to treat a woman and so forth. So by him raising me and, you know, staying out the streets and stuff, which was a tough area where I lived in the Bronx, that made me switch over and then took what I've learned, made up my nutriments of how to raise my son, not only him, but my other 2 sons. And then I hope what they get from that, they'll carry it on, take out what they need, add what they want to add on it to build their son and so forth. So the fact that you could raise throughout that time, but when he gets to the great grandson, that the cycle seems like it starts all over again. And I believe if you constantly putting that foundation in, the grandson or the great grandson would not start the cycle back over again. It would just continue. It would just continue. I started it. Now he starts another chapter. When he has a son, it's going to start another chapter, and so forth.
Nah, so really we just talking about, like, because I think this what he's talking about is centered around like fatherhood and parenting, and so what he's saying as far as the cycle of, well, my dad's grandkids, right? It would be grandkids for you.
Yeah.
Because the quote is saying that tough times create strong men create easy times create weak men, and then weak men create tough times. So the cycle starts over again. And we talked a little bit about,
Cut this and start all over again.
What?
Start it all over again. I'm going to totally off.
You see what I'm saying? Because I still think you still spoke about, you know, what you went through growing up, and then you said, yo, as a man, with my son, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to give him the stuff I didn't have as a child.
Oh.
So it still fits. And so with the quote, with what he's saying, that tough times create strong men, that's clearly, you know what I'm saying, there's beauty in the struggle. There's certain things when you're in a struggle that coming out of it, there's certain intangibles that you're going to have that other people ain't gonna have because they didn't get it out the mud. They wasn't in the slums. Strong men, it says strong men create easy times. So again, going back to my dad, you went through what you went through as a child, and then you said, nah, my kids ain't gonna have it like that. So as a strong man, you created easier times for your kids.
What?
Right? And then it's the easy times create weak men. Now, I'm not gonna do that.
And I won't allow it.
Exactly. So that's probably where we start to disagree with what he is saying. This is going back to what you said, the foundation.
Right.
The problem, I think, and I'll get your input on this as well, is this a mistake that parents tend to make when they get to that point that the easy times create weak men? Because most parents, they try too hard to make sure that their kids don't go through anything tough. So then they start silver spooning.
Right.
And now
then
your
I think
kids
also too, the government has taken a lot of parental rights away from the parent. I'm 50, so people around my age will understand. There was the water bottle, the hot water thing. I forgot what they call it. The belts and whatever mom or pop saw near. Yeah, the switch. Cutting the branches down, cutting it through the air. So that was kind of our discipline if we acted up. Definitely by the 90s, forget it. Parents, yelled, people was calling cops and so forth. So going back to what I'm saying, when me as the being taught, being tough, and then me going to my son, making him strong, and then when he has his kids, make it easy. There's ways of doing stuff that when I was growing up, you can't do now.
Yeah.
So
clearly the stuff they was going through back then, some of that was abuse. And we're not saying abuse your kids,
right?
But the Bible tells us that you ain't supposed to spare your child of the rod.
Right. If
you love your child, you beat your child. That's what the Bible is saying. Now we're not saying abuse your kids, because that's
right.
There's
There's certain ways. Take that cell phone away, video games away, have them do timeout, let them work. Like with my kids,
I had us do wall. He had us do. I remember you had us do wall sits.
Yeah,
with our arms up. If our arms dropped, then we had to do it longer or something like that. But as far as discipline, understand your kids ain't always gonna be afraid of going and standing in the corner. They have to, and I'm grateful of the discipline that I received, because your kids have to know they have to submit to an authority at some point. If your child don't submit to their parents, they won't submit to their teachers. They won't submit to police officers. They won't submit to their bosses, because the parents
all the way down.
Exactly, because they parents who were their first authority never instilled something in them to submit to authority or to fear anything. So if my parents don't discipline me, how my teacher gonna tell me to do something? How my boss gonna tell me to do something? How the police gonna tell me to do something?
Put emphasis on discipline by all means necessary, and it don't have to be any type of physicality or cursing or nothing like that. Just let them know, look, if you can't get this, you're not getting this, and that's part of life. You want to get a promotion, you have to go to work every day, do everything correct, do everything right, to show them that, hey, you can handle the next level.
And I will say this too, because I had an understanding. My father was a man of his word. As a man, you have your name, your word, and your balls. He meant what he said. So I knew from just looking at history, if my pop said this is what's going to happen. A part of laying that foundation, because the last part of his quote is that the weak men create the tough times. So now you restart the cycle. So what would you say as a parent was you and mom's foundation?
It all goes from, like I said, I had a father figure, which was my stepdad. He said, to get what you want, you have to earn it. So he would let me cut the hedges, and then he'll pay me the hedges, use his snow blower to snow people's stuff. So that's how I got firm
work ethic.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one.
After that, definitely going to church. If he had never made it to the church physically, he was watched Jimmy Swaggart. I forgot who the other, Frank Price, I think was, and there was another guy that he used to watch all the time. So if he never made it to the church, he would be there and he'll focus on that for 3 hours straight. So basically love, if you have your work ethic and you show love and you honor God and make sure you involved in the church, things will be a little easier.
So you got work ethic, submission to God, and expression of love.
Right. You definitely will change the order, obviously. Put God
so this
first.
is
I think that's
the formula to structure.
Right. You have God
because you
first.
have to have structure and order in your household.
Yeah. Definitely could, sometimes you might have a rebellious child that might say, "No, I ain't doing this," and then you have to sit there and pray and have your connection with God. Like, listen, Lord, I could do this, but it's obvious I'm doing it and I'm failing. So I need something, like, give me the strength, show me in your word what to do, speak to me in what to do, because I don't want him to be the lost child. Yeah,
that's the foundation. Work ethic, submission to God. Well, submission to God, instill a work ethic in them, in your kids, and then
love them.
Expressing love. Seeing, that's another thing I appreciated about what you was seeing my dad express love to mom.
Yeah.
That was not a foreign concept. So me and the videos I create talking about, me and my relationship with my girl, me and her are able to build something beautiful because of the example him and mom made. And I'm gonna do a video with them, and they gonna give y'all some gems on marriage and all of that other stuff, because there's a lot of crap going on now. But I feel like in our generation, we don't care about marriage and don't really see the benefit of it.
What they call it, shacking up.
Yeah, people want to live together before marriage. Test drive before you buy the car.
Mm-hmm.
But
and ladies gotta. You have to.
No, we can't do that. Yo, we gonna give y'all. We'll do another one. We gonna give y'all that before we start ranting.
Definitely.
This ain't a pod.
Definitely show love around your kids, because then they pick that up. If you constantly beating your wife or whatever, or whoever's around the house, you're beating, and they're young, that's a sponge for them. So when they get older, that's what they look for. They want to get exactly what they saw.
You made me just think about this too, because it comes a point in time. I'm mad we doing this now because we probably already towards the end of the video. But when your kids are young, we fear our parents. But now I'm 25. I respect my father. I respect my mother. But it started in fear, because I knew if I wilded out, my pops was going to check me. If I'm talking crazy to mom, pops is going to check me. When I was growing up, mom was like, "Don't worry, your father will be home." I already knew what it was. I already knew. We was in an apartment. So there was only so much space I got. So, like I said, it's like you start out fearing them because you're like, dang, they stronger than me, they bigger than me, yada yada, your parents. But eventually, because of the foundation that's laid, you respect them. So that now when you older, you want to recreate that.
But just love, do those three. I think everything would be straight. And and I believe in giving flowers while people are living. So I want to tell my son, doing a great job. Continue to do what you're doing.
I appreciate
bringing
that,
forth knowledge and education to people out there with the Bible, and just certain things through life. And I think that's where the world came away from. And it's people like my son is gradually bringing it back. So I think all those who take the time to listen to my son YouTube channel, Nfluence, because there is influence, right and wrong. You have God, the devil. So just choose ye this day
whom you will serve,
and choose your path.
Choose your path.
And I think y'all supporting him. He's happy. He loves it. He got his music and the content here, and y'all support the clothing.
Merch. The merch is out.
Yeah, that supports his YouTube and certain things. And don't be afraid to ask him any questions. And if he can't answer it, he's gonna come see me.
Yeah.
But peace and love to everyone out there. And thank you.
Leave your thoughts in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Share for you and yours. So we appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the man of the hour.
I hope I was good. You know.
Man,
Hope I gave y'all something. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. And tell your friends to subscribe. That would be on the beat.